Roadhouse was never just a barroom action movie. It was sweat, neon, broken glass, blues music, and one quiet man trying to bring order to a town ruled by fear. But behind the punches and cult classic one-liners were real stories far more emotional than the fights. Sudden fame, painful illness, shocking losses, quiet reinventions, and actors whose lives took turns no script could predict. Today we look back at the Roadhouse cast then and now, and uncover what happened after the Double Deuce closed its doors. James Dalton. James Dalton didn't just walk into the Double Deuce. He brought a strange kind of grace into a world built on fists, whiskey, and fear. Patrick Swayze, born in 1952, was 37 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the philosophical bouncer with calm eyes, lethal discipline, and a code that made him more than a typical action hero. Dalton mattered because he was tough without being empty. He could fight with brutal precision, but beneath the violence was restraint, sadness, and a quiet belief that dignity still mattered even in the dirtiest room. His battle against Brad Wesley turned the film into more than a barroom brawl. It became a story about one man standing against corruption when everyone else had learned to live with it. After Roadhouse, his legend only grew through Ghost, Point Break, and later roles that showed his range beyond action and romance. His life, however, ended far too soon after a public battle with pancreatic cancer. He passed away in 2009 at 57. Dalton's legacy endures because Patrick Swayze made toughness feel soulful and gave action cinema a hero who fought like a warrior but carried himself like a wounded poet. Wade Garrett gave Roadhouse its old soul wisdom, the kind that comes from too many fights, too many scars, and too many nights spent watching trouble walk through the door. Sam Elliott, born in 1944, was 44 when the film premiered in 1989. Playing Dalton's mentor and longtime friend with that unmistakable voice, rugged calm, and weary confidence. Wade mattered because he was more than backup muscle. He represented the life Dalton might one day become. Experienced, loyal, and still dangerous, but carrying the cost of a violent profession in his bones. His bond with Dalton gave the film heart beneath the punches, making his fate feel personal rather than just dramatic. After Roadhouse, Elliott's career only deepened as he became one of Hollywood's defining symbols of Western masculinity, appearing in acclaimed films, television dramas, and later earning major recognition for roles in projects like A Star is Born and 1883. In 2026, Sam Elliott is 82. Wade Garrett's legacy endures because he reminded viewers that wisdom sometimes arrives wearing boots, carrying pain, and speaking only when the truth is worth saying. Brad Wesley. Brad Wesley turned small-town corruption into something theatrical, cruel, and unforgettable. Ben Gazzara, born in 1930, was 58 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the wealthy crime boss who ruled through fear, bribery, and violence. Wesley mattered because he was not just a villain with power. He was a man who enjoyed being obeyed. His charm made him more dangerous because he treated control like entertainment and humiliation like a personal hobby. Against Dalton's discipline, Wesley became the film's image of rot, a smiling tyrant who believed the town belonged to him. After Roadhouse, Gazzara continued a long and respected career across film, television, and theater. Already known for serious dramatic work and collaborations with major filmmakers long before he became a cult action villain. He brought old-school craft to even the most outrageous moments, giving Wesley weight beneath the madness. He passed away in 2012 at 81. Brad Wesley's legacy endures because he showed that the most dangerous men are not always hiding in shadows. Sometimes they own the whole town. Jimmy brought pure physical menace into Roadhouse. Marshall R. Teague, born in 1953, was 36 when the film premiered in 1989, playing Brad Wesley's most dangerous enforcer with cold confidence and frightening focus. Jimmy mattered because he was not just another henchman. He was Dalton's dark mirror, disciplined, skilled, and violent, but without the moral code that kept Dalton human. Their brutal showdown became one of the film's defining action moments because it felt personal, not random. Two men who understood violence met at the edge of survival, and only one still believed in restraint. After Roadhouse, Teague built a steady career playing soldiers, fighters, lawmen, and authority figures in action films, westerns, and television. His physical presence and military background helped give his roles authenticity, and he remained a recognizable face to genre fans for decades. In 2026, Marshall Teague is 73. Jimmy's legacy endures because he gave Dalton a true test, not just of strength, but of whether a man can survive brutality without becoming brutality itself. Red Webster. Red Webster gave Roadhouse one of its strongest reminders that Jasper's suffering belonged to ordinary people. Red West, born in 1936, was 53 when the film premiered in 1989, playing the auto parts store owner, pushed around by Brad Wesley's control. Red mattered because he was not a fighter like Dalton or Wade. He was a working man trying to survive in a town where corruption had become routine. His friendship with Dalton helped show what was at stake beyond the Double Deuce: homes, businesses, dignity, and the right to live without fear. After Roadhouse, West continued a long career as an actor and stunt performer, often playing tough but human characters. Before acting, he had been famously connected to Elvis Presley as a close friend, bodyguard, and member of the Memphis Mafia, giving his life a rare link between music legend and cult cinema. He passed away in 2017 at 81. Red Webster's legacy endures because he represented the quiet people who are not looking for a fight until a fight becomes the only way to keep their town. Emmett gave Roadhouse its dusty, watchful sense of place. Sunshine Parker, born in 1927, was 62 when the film premiered in 1989, playing the easygoing landlord who rents Dalton a room in the barn overlooking the Double Deuce. Emmett mattered because he represented the older, quieter side of Jasper, the people who had seen trouble come and go, but still knew when something felt different. His presence gave Dalton a temporary refuge, a rough little home in a town that was anything but peaceful. Parker's weathered face and natural warmth made Emmett feel less like a character and more like someone who had lived there forever. After Roadhouse, Parker continued appearing in film and television, often bringing authenticity to westerns, dramas, and action stories that needed a lived-in American face. His career was not built on celebrity, but on texture, the kind of screen presence that makes a place feel real. He passed away in 1999 at 71. Emmett's legacy endures because he showed that even in a violent story, shelter can come from the simplest kindness. Cody gave Roadhouse its blues-soaked soul. Jeff Healey, born in 1966, was only 23 when the film premiered in 1989. Playing the blind musician whose band performs at the Double Deuce and whose friendship with Dalton adds warmth to the chaos. Cody mattered because his music gave the film a heartbeat beyond the violence. While fists flew and tempers burned, his guitar reminded viewers that the bar was still a place where people came to feel alive. Healey was not just acting. He was bringing his real musical brilliance to the screen with a unique guitar style that made him unforgettable. After Roadhouse, Healey continued building a respected music career, earning acclaim as a blues rock guitarist, singer, and band leader. His work reached far beyond the film, influencing fans who discovered him through the soundtrack and followed him into his recordings. Tragically, his life was cut short by cancer. He passed away in 2008 at 41. Cody's legacy endures because Jeff Healey gave the film something no fight scene could provide: a sound that still feels alive after the room goes quiet. Frank Tilghman set the entire story of Roadhouse in motion. Kevin Taiga, born in 1944, was 45 when the film premiered in 1989, playing the desperate owner of the Double Deuce who hires Dalton to save his violent, collapsing bar. Tilghman mattered because he represented hope mixed with fear. He wanted profit and respectability, but he knew his town had been swallowed by intimidation. By bringing Dalton in, he took a risk that changed everything. After Roadhouse, Taiga continued an impressive acting career across television and film, already beloved by many viewers for Emergency, and later recognized for roles in Lost, Another 48 Hours, dramas, westerns, and character-driven projects. His strength was versatility, the ability to play authority, vulnerability, and moral uncertainty without overstatement. In 2026, Kevin Taiga is 82. Frank Tilghman's legacy endures because he reminded viewers that sometimes change begins not with the strongest man in the room, but with the one brave enough to ask for help: Pat McGurn. Pat McGurn helped show how rotten the Double Deuce had become before Dalton arrived. John Doe, born in 1953, was 36 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the bartender caught stealing and quickly fired for betraying the bar from within. Pat mattered because he was a small but important piece of Wesley's corruption, the kind that does not always come with guns and threats, but with smugness, entitlement, and loyalty to the wrong people. His firing made Dalton's mission clear. Cleaning up the bar meant cutting out the rot, even when it was already behind the counter. After Roadhouse, John Doe remained far more than a character actor. As a co-founder of the punk band X, he was already a major figure in American alternative music, and he continued a long career as a musician, songwriter, actor, and writer. In 2026, John Doe is 73. Pat's legacy endures because he marked the first warning that Dalton's real fight was not just outside the bar, it was inside the system itself. Denise brought danger, seduction, and tragedy into Brad Wesley's world. Julie Michaels, born in 1970, was only 19 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing Wesley's girlfriend, whose attraction to Dalton exposes just how cruel and possessive Wesley truly is. Denise mattered because her role revealed the violence beneath Wesley's charm. She was alluring and confident on the surface, but trapped inside a world controlled by a man who treated people like property. Her dance sequence became one of the film's most remembered moments. Yet what lingers is the punishment that follows, a reminder that Wesley's power was intimate as well as political. After Roadhouse, Michaels built a long and impressive career, not only as an actress, but as a stunt performer and stunt coordinator, working in action-heavy film and television. Her expertise behind the scenes became a major part of her legacy, proving her strength extended far beyond one provocative role. In 2026, Julie Michaels is 56. Denise's legacy endures because she showed that in Wesley's town, even desire could become dangerous. Carrie Carey gave the Double Deuce a sharp tongue and a human pulse. Kathleen Wilhoit, born in 1964, was 25 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the spirited bartender who brought humor, grit, and warmth into the roughest room in town. Carrie mattered because she helped the bar feel like more than a battleground. She was one of the people trying to work, survive, and keep her personality intact inside a place ruled by chaos. Her quick wit and lived-in energy gave the Double Deuce texture, reminding viewers that Dalton was not just cleaning up a business, he was changing the lives of the people inside it. After Roadhouse, Wilhoit continued a varied career in film, television, voice acting, and music, appearing in dramas, comedies, and animated projects, while also pursuing songwriting and performance. In 2026, Kathleen Wilhoit is 62. Carrie's legacy endures because she represented the everyday toughness of people who do not throw the biggest punches, but still refuse to be swallowed by the room. Jack brought a lighter, more human touch to the rough world of the Double Deuce. Travis McKenna, born in 1960, was 29 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the friendly bartender whose size, humor, and warmth made him stand out among the chaos. Jack mattered because he helped show what Dalton was trying to protect. The Double Deuce was not only full of violent drunks and corrupt employees, it also had working people who wanted the place to become something better. Jack's easygoing presence offered comic relief and a sense of community beneath the film's hard edges. After Roadhouse, McKenna continued working in film and television, often appearing in action, comedy, and character roles that used his physical presence and likability. He remained part of the cult memory of the film, recognized by fans who embraced every corner of the Double Deuce world. In 2026, Travis McKenna is 66. Jack's legacy endures because he reminded viewers that, even in a bar built on violence, there were still people worth saving. Steve showed the kind of ugly behavior Dalton was hired to remove. Gary Hudson, born in 1956, was 33 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing the bouncer whose misconduct leads Dalton to fire him early in the story. Steve mattered because he established Dalton's rules immediately. The Double Deuce had become dangerous, not only because of rowdy customers, but because some of the men paid to keep order had become part of the problem. By dismissing Steve, Dalton made clear that strength without discipline was just another form of corruption. After Roadhouse, Hudson built a steady career across television and film, often appearing in action movies, thrillers, dramas, and made-for-TV productions. His work reflected the dependable path of a character actor who could bring authority, menace, or rough charm, depending on the role. In 2026, Gary Hudson is 70. Steve's legacy endures because he helped define Dalton's code. Be nice until it is time to remove the people who mistake power for permission. Morgan brought professional wrestling intensity into Roadhouse's barroom violence. Terry Funk, born in 1944, was 45 when the film premiered in 1989, playing the aggressive bouncer who becomes one of Dalton's earliest physical problems. Morgan mattered because he represented the old Double Deuce, brutal, undisciplined, loyal to intimidation, and unwilling to accept that a new code had arrived. Funk's physical presence made the character feel dangerous in a way only a real fighter could. After Roadhouse, Funk remained a legend far beyond the film. In professional wrestling, he became one of the most influential and respected performers of all time. Known for toughness, reinvention, and a career that stretched across generations. His impact on hardcore wrestling and his reputation among peers made him a true icon in that world. He passed away in 2023 at 79. Morgan's legacy endures because Terry Funk brought real combat history to the screen and made every shove, stare, and threat feel earned. O'Connor. O'Connor added another rough edge to Brad Wesley's circle of intimidation. Michael Ryder, born in 1952, was 37 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing one of the henchmen who helps enforce Wesley's control over Jasper. O'Connor mattered because villains like Wesley do not rule alone. They need men willing to threaten, follow orders, and keep ordinary people afraid. His presence helped build the sense that Dalton was not fighting one man, but an entire culture of violence. After Roadhouse, Ryder kept a lower profile than many members of the cast, with fewer widely known credits in later years. That quieter path makes his role feel even more tied to the film's cult legacy, where supporting enforcers became part of the gritty atmosphere fans still remember. In 2026, Michael Ryder is 74. O'Connor's legacy endures because even smaller villains help make Jasper feel trapped, a town where fear had uniforms, faces, and fists. Ketchum brought expert menace to Wesley's violent machine. Anthony DeLonghi, born in 1950, was 39 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing one of the ruthless enforcers who made Dalton's mission even more dangerous. Ketchum mattered because he was not just background muscle. DeLonghi brought real physical skill, discipline, and stunt experience to the role, giving the fights a sharper sense of danger. His presence helped make Wesley's crew feel like a genuine threat rather than disposable thugs. After Roadhouse, DeLonghi continued a distinctive career as an actor, stunt performer, fight choreographer, weapons expert, and trainer. He became respected behind the scenes for bringing authenticity to action, especially in sword work, whips, and combat performance across film and television. In 2026, Anthony DeLonghi is 76. Ketchum's legacy endures because he represented the craft behind the chaos, the trained body inside the movie's violence, making every threat feel real. Karpis helped fill out the rough, dangerous world surrounding Brad Wesley. Joe Unger, born in 1949, was 40 when Roadhouse premiered in 1989, playing one of the faces in the film's web of intimidation. Karpis mattered because Roadhouse works best when Jasper feels crowded with corruption. Not only one villain, but a whole ecosystem of people who have learned to profit from fear. Unger's presence added grit and realism, the kind of lived-in toughness that made the town feel unsafe even in quieter scenes. After Roadhouse, Unger continued a long career as a character actor, often appearing in roles that called for roughness, eccentricity, or an uneasy edge. He became one of those familiar screen faces whose value lies in authenticity rather than celebrity. In 2026, Joe Unger is 77. Karpis's legacy endures because small roles like his helped give Roadhouse its texture, a world where every corner seemed to have someone watching, waiting, or working for the wrong side. Dr. Elizabeth Clay. Dr. Elizabeth Clay gave Roadhouse its emotional counterweight. the person who could see the man behind Dalton's scars. Kelly Lynch, born in 1959, was 30 when the film premiered in 1989, playing the intelligent doctor whose compassion and independence stood in sharp contrast to the violence surrounding Jasper, Missouri. Elizabeth mattered because she was not simply a love interest. She represented the life Dalton might have chosen if peace had ever felt possible. Her attraction to him came with concern because she understood that his code of honor also kept pulling him back into danger. Lynch gave the role strength, warmth, and a steady moral presence, making Elizabeth one of the few people in the film who could challenge Dalton without trying to control him. After Roadhouse, Lynch continued building a respected career in film and television, appearing in projects such as Drugstore Cowboy, The L Word, Magic City, and many other roles that showed her cool intelligence and screen presence. In 2026, Kelly Lynch is 67. Elizabeth's legacy endures because she reminded viewers that even the toughest man in the room still needs someone who sees the pain he refuses to name. And that is the story of the Roadhouse cast. The fighters, musicians, villains, drifters, and familiar faces who helped turn a rough barroom action film into a cult classic that never stopped fighting its way through pop culture. Some became legends, some built quieter careers behind the noise, and some, sadly, are no longer with us, leaving behind performances that feel even stronger with time. But the Double Deuce still echoes with blues, broken glass, and Dalton's quiet code. Tell us in the comments which Roadhouse character you remember most.